So now that we have the power rule, we're going to talk about two rules that you will likely forget very quickly because they're so straightforward. That's great. It is not a problem that you will forget them because you will use them automatically. So and in fact the second rule, the constant multiple rule, we used in the last video when we introduced that A. So the sum rule simply says that the sum of two functions, if you want to take the derivative of the sum of two functions, you can just take the separate derivatives. So let me show you what I mean by that. So given f of x and g of x, I have two functions. They could be anything at this point, as long as they're suitably smooth, so we can find the slope of their lines. If we want to know the derivative of the sum of them, f of x plus g of x, then the derivative is actually exactly what you would hope. It's just f prime of x plus g prime of x. Okay, that's the sum rule. It works exactly how you would hope, which is that you can just take the derivatives of f and g separately and add them up. The constant multiple rule is the one that we used already. So if we have some function, I guess I'll write it as g of x equals some constant k times f of x, then g prime of x equals k times f prime of x. It's a lot of letters just to say you can pull constants outside of derivatives and they behave just fine. So let's do a really quick example. So if we have some function defined 3x squared plus x, we're going to use both the constant multiple rule and the sum rule here. So we're going to find f prime of x. F prime of x is going to be 3 times 2x, because remember we take the exponent, we take this exponent 2 and we bring it down in the front and multiply it, and then we subtract 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, so we don't need to write the exponent there at all. And the derivative of x plus 1x to the 0. But of course you all remember from your rules of exponents that anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So our final answer looks like this. We'll multiply the 3 and the 2, because might as well neaten everything up. So our final answer is simply 6x plus 1. Ha! That's our very first worked derivative problem. You will now actually be able to take derivatives of any polynomial using the rules that you have at your disposal. So, congratulations.